So I'm Maximus Ametorgoh. I'm a digital marketer. I've been doing it for over 10 years now. I do training for companies, so MTN, Newmont, Ghana Commercial Bank, and the rest. So I do all that. Every year we train journalists across the country in almost all the regions. So MTN sponsors that. So we've been doing it, and I've trained, in fact, I can say over 3,000 businesses across the country in digital marketing. But the main focus is always social media. What is trending, and we have threads. Should we be on threads or should we be on TikTok, right? And a lot of the times, people don't start, with the right footing. So they're on the platform because it's fashionable. It's not because it offers a benefit. Everybody is on TikTok, so let's also jump on TikTok. Everybody is on Threads, so let's go on Threads and see whether we can find our customers. And there are a lot of myths also in the space. Should we get more likes? We should do more boosting. And then they go and do boosting. How do you target boosting? And then you do boosting. You realize most of your customers that you are trying to reach are in Sri Lanka and India, right? So we did some auditing for a client. They had over 200,000, fans on Facebook. 60% of them were not in Africa. Because the agency they were interested in the likes. So they were just boosting, they didn't target, right? And then there's also an incident where a client we had to do just targeted boosting for, and she's into flowers, right? We did boosting 2 days. She called, let's stop the boosting because she can't meet the demand, but it was targeted, right? So I'll take you through some of those principles, and I'll rush you through the presentation really, so that we do the question and answer session. So boost your business using social media. So I usually want to use data, right? If you are talking about social media, we're looking at this number, 5 billion people using the internet, and about 4.7 billion of them are active social media users. These are not people who just have social media accounts. These are active people. They use it once a week, right? Not those who have the password and then they go and check whether the password is working or not, and then they go back, right? So these are huge numbers. You come to Ghana, it's 23 million internet users, and we have 6.6 million social media users, active users. Last 2 years, it was 8 million. It dropped to 6.2. We are yet to know why, but Facebook lost a lot of fans on their platform, almost close to 2 million users on Facebook. So, and then, of course, the lack of Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn and Instagram gained their numbers. So for a business, if you're looking at your market size or where you target your customers, these are the numbers you are looking at for. So it's not just, okay, let's do social media to see whether we'll find customers. I'll talk about how you can find the customers. So in real terms, these are the numbers. If you compute 83% of people who use WhatsApp actively, out of the 23 million, you are getting 19 million WhatsApp contacts. How many of us run our business on WhatsApp? Yeah, right. So WhatsApp is one of the key channels. It's what we call a social messaging platform. It's not a social networking platform. So there are two different platforms that when it comes to social media, you're looking at for these are social messaging. So you have the Messenger, you have the WhatsApp, you have the Signal, the Telegram. They fall within the social messaging platform. And this platform is very unique. It's what we call address media. If you send a message, it goes to the owner of the number. Facebook, somebody can just create an email address and then, have 3-4 Facebook accounts, right? They can use it for fraudulent stuff, but when it comes to WhatsApp, the protocols of you acquiring the number, you can't just acquire the number. Now you are registered, so everybody knows who that number belongs to. So when you are doing a lot of work on the WhatsApp, you know who you are dealing with. And really, in other countries like Brazil and India, they are even testing payment on WhatsApp. So those who are running the mobile money and the rest, maybe Affinity very soon we should have a WhatsApp payment solution because they are coming for your pay. Sorry about that, but that's it. Right? So when we talk about social media, we are looking at two words, social and media, and usually we forget about the social. We engage, we interact before even Mark Zuckerberg dreamt of Facebook. So we're doing social networking before social media came. A lot of the times businesses forget about that. If your business is not customer-centric, you will not be effective on social media. It's as simple as that. If you are not customer-focused, you will not be effective on social media. And really, when the whole thing started, a lot of brands were scared to even go on social media because they thought, okay, the guys will come and give us bad reviews and insult us and won't work. But the issue is that they will talk about you anyway. They don't need you there. They will insult you. They will talk about say things about your brand, whether you are on social media or not. So the best thing is to be there to moderate the conversation. So we are looking at the media, where you are targeting audience. Who are you targeting? Who are your customers? Right? You are looking at coverage area. Radio gives you restriction. TV gives you regional restriction. But internet, you are able to reach people irrespective of where they are, so long as they have internet connection. Right? So that is the leverage that social media gives you. And of course, you can do content development. If I own a social media account, I'm the producer of that account. Every social media account is a media channel. That's why the likes of Ronaldo will be charging $750,000 for an Instagram post. One person charging that amount. The Kim Kardashians, they charge almost $1 million for just one post on Instagram because they are a media channel, because they have followers, they have audience, and they produce content. Now, 12 ways to be effective on social media. So the first one is you need to understand social media. If you don't understand it, you cannot be effective in managing the social media channels. It's that simple. If you understand TV, you can run your TV campaigns very well. If you understand how newspapers work, the same way you will get a better result. Social media, if you don't understand it, you can't be effective on it. That's why a lot of people delegate, they get an agency or they get somebody to manage the accounts for them. But for a business, of course, as a manager, you need to have an understanding of what social media is. It's a media channel where you socialize with your customers, not just sell. That's a mistake we make. So we say social media, the main mantra we usually use is socialize before you commercialize. Right? You tell before you sell. So you tell stories about yourself, you profile yourself before you start selling. But a lot of businesses, they have a red shoe to sell. 20% discount, they post it. Tomorrow, another shoe, and next time, a bag. But you see, the platform is for social networking. So we lose sight of the social angle of social media and just focus on just traditional advertising on a digital channel. That's why a lot of the times it's not working. So this is what defines a social media platform. It's called a social media honeycomb. I'll give the presentation to you so they can read it, right? So the first is identity. How do you identify yourself? That's why when you go on a platform to create an account, they ask you for your name, your logo, where you are located, a detailed profile of yourself. You realize that they are social profiling. You will not just your name and email address. They want your interests, the school you attend, and all that. That's what they used to also suggest other people to you, right? So you're looking at identity. And the next one is presence. How do we know you are there? How do you know your business is there? By your name, by your logo, and the kind of content you share. If you are into fashion, why should I go and find food on your page? That will get ahead tilapia this afternoon. You know, somebody is a fashion blogger and all you see is food post on their page, right? It contradicts that. So you need to know that. Then your presence, do you have your brochures indicating your social media handles, your letterhead, your email signature, all your communication, on your radio ad, your TV ad, your newspaper advert, you indicate your social media usernames on it so that people know that you are present on those platforms. You need to do that. Then you look at relationships. Of course, I mentioned that it's a social platform, so you are using social media to build relationships. It's very, very important. You are building relationship with your customers. When you build relationship and they trust you, then they can buy from you. That's why when you are into fashion, you want to give fashion tips. You want to show people how to dress, how to combine certain colors, what kind of dress to wear, to what occasion. Then they trust your judgment. They trust you build social capital. So when you are selling something to them, you know what you are selling. Not just, okay, we have shoes to sell, we have bags, it's discounted, and reduced to clear. What are you known for? So if you're a fashion brand, when I come to your page, what do I see? I have to see fashion, right? If you're a restaurant, I should see that. So what you are known for is very important, and I like what Enoch presented. Right, so your brand, like I would say that branding is expressions and brand is impressions. So what you are left with people is the memory. The memory is the brand. Whatever expressions, the logo and things are all the branding process. How your pictures are, your artwork. Some people go and steal other people's pictures and use it to promote their business. Thou shalt not steal. Amen. So it's very important to do that. Reputation is key. That's the value of your brand. If you lose it, forget it. Then you give Enoch a lot of money to rejig your brand, your reputation for you. Now groups. So the platform is supposed to allow you to segment your customers. How many of us have segmented our customers on WhatsApp? Oh, nobody. You segmented your customers into which groups? Which one? Clothing. Right. So the clothing, do you have maybe for work, ceremonial clothing or whatever? So you have that.
They've shown WhatsApp.
Nice. So we need segmentation. It's very important. And then that's why you have WhatsApp groups, you have Twitter lists and the rest, so that you can also group your customers. Yes.
Segmentation.
Yes.
What are the benefits to have? So I have like 50 customers. I have 50 customers. I want to segment them. What are the guidelines that I use to do the segmentation?
Right. So usually we want to use some demographics. So gender, male, female. Then those who are workers, those who are students, those who are married, those who are single. So you can define the parameters based on what drives their purchasing decision. Are they buying because they are business executives? Are they buying because they are married? Are they buying because they are single? Are they buying because they are students? So you need to do those segmentations so that when you are sending messages, you don't say, okay, you are selling lingerie to your customers and you send it to men too. Unless you want their husbands to buy for their wives, right? So you need to do that very well. Then the next one is conversation. The platform is supposed to allow you to converse. Very few brands do conversation. All they do is post and leave it and look for comments. Unless somebody wants to buy something, then they respond to that comment. Any other comment, they don't respond to it. Not even a like. Right? So you should repent. And then the last one is sharing. So the platform is supposed to allow distribution of content, right? So the platform should allow people to distribute content, and we can't talk much about that. Because you see, every content format that you have also depends on how shareable it is. If you post a video directly on Facebook, they can only share within Facebook or share the link. Or if it's a picture, they can copy it and the picture can move across multiple platforms. When you're also designing your things, you should look at formats.
No.
Yes.
Is there a difference between customer segmentation and market segmentation? Is there a difference?
Yeah, so customer is somebody who has patronized your product, or a prospect who customizes your product, and the market is almost like a geographical space. So you have Accra, Kumasi, and the rest, and then you can also segment that particular market into areas. So, and sometimes there's also a gray area where markets can also mean customer. Yeah, so usually it's prospects as well. So that's what you do. So if you are doing market segmentation, you also look at those you are targeting. The customers, they make the market, right? So that's what you do. So the second thing is objectives. You must have clearly defined objectives. Why are you on social media? Are you there to sell your product? Are you there to market your product? Are you there to engage your customers? Are you there to educate your customers about your product and services? Or you are there to tell them that you know what you are talking about, so you become like a thought leader. So objectives, second one, very important. The third thing is customers. We mentioned that you need to define who your target customers are. Where do they live? Where do they work? Do they have money to spend? Do they socialize? Are they technology savvy? You need to profile your customers. And in your business plan and marketing plan, you should have that clearly stated. You want to know whether they are on social media or not, you have to ask them whether they are on social media or which platform they are on or how they got to know about you. Then you know about that. From customer profiling, know the community they fall in. Now, if one person is a huge influence in a community of people, that's why when you give a customer a bad service, you're going to tell over 8 people. But when they are very satisfied, they may tell only one person. So bad news, spreads wider. So whoever you are serving online, they are from a community. You need to understand that profile, the community they fall in, so that when you are serving them, you are very careful of how you serve them, so there will not be a negative backlash. Now we have the channels. Which platforms do you use? You have to use the platforms that delivers the highest number of your target customers. So if you don't know your customers, that's why you'll be doing a lot of trial and error. Which platform is popular? Oh, okay, Facebook has more followers than Twitter, so let's go on Facebook. We may find our customers. No. You can have 1,000 customers on the platform who can give you 1 million than having 1 million customers who can give you 1,000. So it's not about the numbers. Usually that's the lies about likes. And for a business, don't be interested in likes, be interested in customers. You understand? It's not about the number of people on your page. It's the number of customers on your page. Always think customer when you are thinking fans, followers, and likes. Don't think about just the nice numbers. Right? So content. Content is key. I have like 5 minutes left. Right? Whatever you need to say, how you want to say it, how you feel, and the rest has to be packaged in content. Content is like your linguist. Right? So if you don't know how to create good enough creative content that can be engaging to represent your brand, it will affect your brand. Right? So it's very important how your copy, what they call the text description, is written. It has to be in marketing language, since you are business people, not just English language. You have to write to sell something. You have to write to sell an experience. You have to write to tell a story about your brand, not just writing nice English. You get that? If I say red shoe, 1,000 cedis, 20% discount, and I said, oh, look great in our quality shoes, it's a different language. I'm selling to you, I'm not telling you. So it depends on how you craft those messages. And we have all these AI tools that we can use to do your crafting. Right? So the content is very important. I always say that always treat content like candies. They should be small, sweet, and shareable. That's why it's not like traditional media where you have to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes content. No, short, straight to the point, nice stuff. So the 7th one is conversation. When you share your content, the people are engaging, you need to interact. And usually people want to interact before they take a decision. Sometimes your page is passive. Nobody knows. The fact that you have 20,000 followers, nice logo, and nice pictures doesn't mean there's a human being behind it. So you humanize your platform by interacting with your customers. Because if I see red shoe and all I do is send Momo and then I'm expecting the product to get to me, it doesn't work like that. And usually, naturally, we go to a shop, You see a product, you converse around the product. That's a new paradigm in marketing. They call it conversational marketing. You want to ask, where did you import the shoe from? What quality is it? Will it last? And then you ask them, how much do you say it is? But you forgot that the price was on it. But when you were conversing, you still ask how much it was. And on social media, realize that even if you put your price there, they still ask you how much it is. So you're wondering why they are doing that. It's natural. People want to converse, they need to interact. Campaigns. What is in it for me? If I'm a follower on your page and I've liked your page, you didn't give me data. I'll come and comment, I spent my data. And then all you want is I should give you my money. You have to run some campaign, you know. Sometimes you need to do campaign to rejig the system. Because you are not the only person on the social media platforms. There are a lot of things fighting for attention. So you need to offer them something, get their attention. That's why the telcos and the rest run promotions. They know you are still making calls, but let's offer them something so that they can stay with us, right? So you can talk about that. So always run campaigns, discounts, and the rest. 10 is pay to play. Now, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't give you plenty likes for free. So you have to spend a lot of money boosting your post, so they can also make some money, right? So now you need some budget. The content you produce, people who manage your page, the discount you are even going to run, the campaigns you are going to run, it will cost money. If you want to grow your page too, you have to spend some money boosting the page and your post, so you need budget for it. Conversion is when you have to ask yourself, are we growing? We had 100 people, now we have maybe 300 people. Can we grow on that trajectory, or is it possible we need to invest some money, right? So you need to also ask yourself, are you achieving the objective you set for yourself? You know, objective is the second point I mentioned. Are you selling more? Are you getting more customers from your social media marketing? If you're not getting it, it means that it's not working for you. You're wasting your money. So you need to look at conversion, very important. Last but not the least is crisis. Now it will come, whether you like it or not. Whether your price is too high and someone will come and argue to the point where they get you angry and you can insult them. And then they take a screenshot and they start posting and tag you inside. I went to this shop and their social media and they insulted me. They didn't talk about what happened to me. Or your price is too low and they don't trust your quality, so they say, but this thing, are you sure you are selling good quality? You're going to insult them, they'll take a screenshot. So crisis will happen. And sometimes some people will go and they'll go and post wrongly. Personal picture, you want to post it on your personal account, then you go and post it on your business page. Then your phone goes off. So you don't know how you can do it, right? And you are the only manager of your account. Your picture is there. Whether you're a product or not, nobody knows. Those crises happen, and to the extent that some people post private pictures mistakenly on their social media page. And somebody takes a screenshot, then they'll come and tell you the account is hacked. You know, so you have, okay, the account has been hacked. So you have to be very careful. There will be crisis. Somebody walks into your shop, they trip, they fall. Even how do you resolve that incident? Can either be a crisis or can be a brand, a memory that they will ever talk about. So how you resolve that issue also is very critical. The last one is code, the code of conduct. How do you manage your social media page? Who manages it for you? What devices do they use? Do they use your personal phone? Do they use their own phones? If they're in the office, how do they manage your social media account? And sometimes you see a nice picture and you want to post it. You won't ask whether it will sell your product or it will sell your product, but it's a nice picture. Let's post it. There's no code of conduct. There's no online policy. You need to have something that guides how you run your social media, so that nobody can just say, okay, today we are posting something and they just post it. if you can't manage the process, you can't measure effectively. So it's very important. Have that code of conduct. Your social media managers, they must know what they can post, when they should post. Everything that has to be posted has to go through approval. It has to be signed off before they post it. Otherwise, they'll start posting things that you'll be wondering how you got to where you are. And I always advise businesses that go through the approval protocols so that you can manage your brand reputation very well and you can measure your effectiveness. So these are the 12 ways to be effective: your concepts, your objectives, your customers, your community, the channels they are using, the conversation that they need to have, the kind of engagement that you must have with them, then your campaigns that you are running, your cost, does it cost to run your social media accounts? How are you achieving your objectives, your conversion? Are there crises that you must anticipate and you make sure you simulate how you respond to them? And then, of course, the last one is code of conduct. Who manages what? What are the approval protocols for managing the social media platforms? And who gets fired if there's a crisis? And who doesn't get fired if there's also crisis? You need to have all that. Thank you very much.